right, let's get started. Hey everybody, I'm Tori. We are back again with number 5 of a roll call interview series, and today I am joined by. Introduce yourself, please.
I'm Kim. Sorry.
Give us your.
We're still.
Are you in the gym?
Training, and people are leaving. My name is Kim. I'm in Lynchburg, Virginia, at Checkmat, Virginia.
Okay.
I am a blue belt out of here under Rob Hurd and Brian Ernst.
How long have you been training for?
I'm about to finish up my 3rd year. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so I'm pretty sure you've seen a couple of how we do these, and everyone's seen them. We keep them pretty loose, pretty chill. Just have a conversation, learn a little bit more about you, so we can tell everyone. So the default question is, how did you get into this crazy sport of ours, and why are you still doing it?
It's really funny. I had a coworker who for a year was like, "Come do jujitsu with me. You're gonna love it." And every day I was like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to do that. Like, I don't want sweaty people on me. No, thank you. And finally, I did it with her. I just went to a class and I was hooked from there. I think I've done it probably 5-6 days a week ever since that one day. So.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you got the bug early on, too.
Oh, yeah. It was like one day and completely hooked. So, yeah, I love it.
That's the thing about I've noticed talking to everyone is they're tentative and they're like, oh, well, I guess this is my life now.
Yes, exactly. It really is our life. Like, I got my husband doing it. I got my kid doing it. I got the baby here, like all over the mats, trying to do it with us. So, yeah.
So it's a family affair.
Oh, yes, definitely now.
Okay, so you got into it, and then were you just like bugging your husband, like, hey, you got to come and do this too?
Yeah.
And then like the kid's there, like, come on.
I got my daughter to do it first. I really didn't give her a choice. She's 9. I was like, you're going to come, you're going to do it. It's good for you, whatever. And it took my husband a long time to come around, but now he does it. He's not as like into it as I am, but he does it so that we can spend time together, and he tries really hard. He just got his 2nd stripe on his white belt, so I'm very proud of him.
Congratulations. Yes. That's awesome. So you have 2 kids, 2 daughters?
I do, yeah. I have a 9-year-old and then a 1-year-old. So.
Oh, so like a new baby.
Yes. She.
Okay.
And I trained all last summer, pregnant with her and everything, and she's here on the mats all the time with us.
So how was that training while pregnant? We get that question like in every women's forum. Is how do you train while pregnant? When should you stop? So were you nervous to give it a try or?
No. So I mean, at that point, like jujitsu was my life. Like I'm doing it every single day. So
You're good.
I initially wasn't feeling super great. Like I was sick in the beginning a lot. So I didn't come for a couple of weeks. And then once I started feeling better, I was like, I need exercise in my life. I'm going to come do it. I didn't say anything to anybody for a while except for our one coach. And he was like, well, just do what you can. Take it easy. Let us know how things go. And then I was really lucky because she was a little baby all tucked up in there, and I'm pretty tall. So you couldn't really tell that I was pregnant until close to the end anyway. So people were like, wait, you're about to have a baby like next week. Are you sure? So, but I ended up training pretty hard the entire time. Like I was still rolling at 6-7 months. We had rules like no knee on belly, no mounts, no takedowns, things like that. But I was still really into it the whole time. Thanks, Hal.
I'm totally amazed by that.
Yeah, it ended up, it was great. And I had a C-section and everything, and I still came back 6 weeks later, like right back to it. So yeah.
So you're insane. I got that.
Exactly. So it worked out really well for me personally. And, I was talking to my doctor all the time about it, and she was okay with it as long as I was being safe. So I just listened to my body and did what felt good.
Well, that's great. It's good that you had like the energy to do that, because that's a lot of things. Everyone's like, I see on the forums they're talking about rolling while pregnant, and they're like, I don't want to get out of bed. Right. Sorry, jujitsu. Pause. But like that you were doing it the whole time?
Oh yeah, the whole time.
Impressive.
Yeah.
God, no.
I definitely feel like it gave me energy too, which was good. So there were days where I was like, oh man, I was exhausted, but I still went and I felt way better after going. So go ahead.
And that's like someone just mentioned, like great training partners are a must. That's another thing. It must be great that you could trust your. You know, we all trust our teammates, but you know, sometimes you're like, do I really? Would I really? So it's great that you had a good environment, that you'd had no worries, even you know, even with them not knowing or knowing, you were still able to roll. That's fantastic.
Yeah, all of my training partners by about like the third month knew, and there were some who
Okay.
were like, I don't want to roll with you, and I was like, that's totally fine, like as long as, you know, whatever. But then there were the people who were awesome to roll with. Like I had a lot of great training partners who listened to me and were receptive and like didn't try and kill me, but were still willing to work with me. And my coaches were fantastic, like Rob. They were all great. So just letting me do what I could do. They weren't trying to hold me back, but they let me, you know, they kept me in check, but they let me do what I wanted to do. So it worked out great.
Well, that's also awesome. Not that pregnancy is an injury, but I know what it's like to like be on an injury timeout. So I can only imagine like a pregnancy timeout for all that, plus the after of it all. So it's good that you're able to keep up jiu-jitsu throughout that whole time. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it worked out. It was great. And I definitely credit staying with it with how quickly I was able to come back to it. Like I had my baby last August, at the very end of August, was back training in October, and I competed again for the first time in December, and I won gold medals. So like it was it was a good transition, nice and smooth.
There you go. Yeah. So pregnancy and jiu-jitsu agrees with you.
Right, exactly. For me personally.
For you personally. This is not for everyone.
Right.
So one of the things you told me is that you do compete a lot, and we're always looking at your we're always sharing your pictures, and you're always just standing on the podium. So you said you competed 10 times this year?
So far, yeah. My goal was to do 12. I got my blue belt last December, and I was like, I'm going hard this year. I'm gonna do 12 tournaments and, you know, see how it goes. So I have 2 left. I've got IBJJF Cincinnati and IBJJF New York, and that's next month. And then I'm hoping for a super fight or something in December just to kind of wrap it all up. But yeah, I'm looking like I'm going to hit that goal. So yeah.
So are you doing mostly IBJJF, or are you throwing some other ones in there too?
I've done a lot of IBJJF. But I also do, like, around here is US grappling, and I've done NACA and New Breed and all of that stuff too.
Okay.
So, but I think I've done more IBJJF than anything else.
Okay, so in IBJJF, what division are you in?
I am kind of in between divisions right now.
Are you that awkward?
Yeah, I'm a medium heavy, or I'm a heavy, depending on if I want to like try and cut a little bit or if I want to just go with it. So when I did Masters Worlds this year. I'm a Master 1, and for them I did heavy, but the last IBJJF, the last 2 that I've done medium heavy, just, you know, for fun.
Okay. So do you so with me, I have no choice. I'm a super heavyweight. There's no playing around. Do you like look at when you go to log in, you're like, okay, where am I going to get my matches at? And you're like, is it worth cutting the weight?
Right.
I'll just play my odds.
For me, I would rather get my money's worth and get as many matches as I can. So if it means that I have to cut 5 pounds to get to medium heavy because that's where all the matches are, that's what I'm going to do. I want to compete. I don't want to be that person, and that's totally fine for the people who do, who are just
hey, get your medals if you want your medals.
Right, and then go do open. But, you know, if I'm paying the money and I'm traveling, because I live in Lynchburg, we're in the middle of nowhere, we have to travel for everything.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to travel that far for a tournament, I'm going to get 6 matches, because I can't just sit around and say, you know, that's enough for me. So
yeah, well, that's good. I think, so with me, I only do IBJJF now because that's the only way I get matches. Right. So it's good that you're in the, I mean, people don't show up. Like women are notorious for not showing up as much as for competition, which if you play the odds, it makes sense. So like if you look at men, there's a lot of men and most of them don't compete. Right. So you have a little bit of women, most of them don't compete. So that's what we're going to get at competition. So it's not surprising. But what has been like your biggest bracket? Because my biggest like actual bracket has been like 6. And I almost like was ready to turn a backflip because that meant I got more than 2 matches. And I got on like the heavy side. So I was like, yeah, I'm competing today.
Right. When I went to Masters Worlds this year, there were 8 people in the bracket, which was the most I've ever seen. And I like IBJJF because you can see, you know, that you have people in your bracket before you get there.
Yeah.
For us, like I was saying, Lynchburg, we're way out kind of in the middle of nowhere in Virginia. So if we're going anywhere, we have to travel 3-4 hours to get to
Yeah.
So I don't want to travel somewhere and then find out there's no one there. So it is nice to see. And the community is great, especially in like the Mighty Dames or the Women's Grappling Network that's on Facebook. You know, you can, if there's no one in your division that you can see, you just type in like, hey, someone come compete with me, or you send a message like, hey, come join my division, let's cut weight together or something. So
yeah, and people do it, so that's fantastic.
Yeah,
so
I
that's
definitely had a good experience with that too.
Well, that's awesome. I get the travel thing. I have to travel a lot as well, but I'm in Central Florida, so we were lucky to actually have an IBJJF in Orlando this year, and I was so excited. So we just please come back to us.
Right.
So where's my list of questions? Lost my train of thought. Oh, so isn't it always funny though that when you tell someone you have a bracket and it's like 6 people and you're really excited, and then like the guy is like, I have 14. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Excuse me. That's good luck.
Right, exactly. And like, I mean, it's nice because like I'm gonna get good competition, but I'm not gonna be dead, so I'll be able to go and do the open bracket and have more competition. Whereas like my husband competed, and I think there were a ton of people in his bracket. You lose in the first round, you're like, well, I'm done.
You're done.
Versus like, if there's 4 of us, you're going to open no matter what. So
I'm guilty of like, I like that 5 to 6. I was like, okay, that means like if I don't win my first match, I don't deserve to do it. But at least I know if I win, I'm in open. I got something else.
Exactly.
When I see people travel, like we do a lot in Miami here. Travel to Miami, 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
Lose in the first round, and then you're waiting for the rest of your team. I would be crushed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And our guys do it, and like because since we don't compete, our team doesn't do as many competitions. We do like big ones together.
Right.
And it's like, dang it, I've waited all this time.
I know.
And I'm done. But props to our team. They're really nice. They hang out anyway, and they still cheer us on.
Yeah.
All right. So you are an ambassador with
I have 2.
You pronounce 2.
So,
throw it at us. Who are you with?
Josei Heishi is one.
Josei Heishi. Okay.
It's Female Soldiers of Jiu-Jitsu. So it's another, female positive, empowering women jiu-jitsu group. They do all sorts of events. They had a camp this summer that we had a bunch of female black belts come and coach us. And I was fortunate to be able to do that. There were about, I'd say, 75 to 100 of us there training. And it was amazing. And it's just so nice to have that female presence there. I train, I'm lucky that I have female training partners. They're all fantastic and I love them so much. But we also have a ton of men in our program too. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm reading the comments.
There you go.
At the same time. So it is nice to, just have a ton of women to train with of all different ranks and sizes and skill levels and whatnot. So, and the same thing. So I'm also an ambassador for Tri-Flow Division, which is a gi company that makes gis specifically for women.
I've just recently seen them pop up. Yeah,
they opened up shop September 15th. So, and I've started wearing their first, their flagship gi since then. Oh, Paola. That's
I thought we're both like,
hi,
teammate.
Yes,
we're both like, what are they saying?
So the thing about this teammate right here is she is little, but she is fierce. She's absolutely amazing, and I love training with her. She's so quick, and she's very
those small ones you got to watch out for, man. What they lack in size, they make up in like ferocity.
Oh yeah,
and like
she gets
you're ready
triangles and guillotines all the time.
There you go.
Aw. She's so cute.
So, you got do you like, how is the Tri-Flow? Tell us.
Yeah, so I I'm one of those women who I have no upper body at all, but lots of junk in the trunk. So that's me. So it fits my butt. It fits my butt perfectly. It is so nice. And it's really soft. Like I have a show your roll gi and I usually wear Fuji and it's softer than both of those, which is, that's saying something because those are really well-made gis.
Yeah.
So I really, really like the fact that it's super soft and it fits me really, really well. And it's pretty durable from what I can tell so far. I've been wearing it for a lot of my training sessions. So I just like the way that it fits. Like it doesn't feel constricting. It's really nice. I like it a lot. So, and again, I just like the fact that it's a company devoted specifically to women. We're not trying to cater to men and then, you know, women off to the side like so many companies are.
Like an afterthought, like, oh, let's throw a pink gi.
Right.
That's
and
for
it's
them.
Not pink. That's the one thing I love about it too. It is not pink.
I hate pink gis. I hate pink gis so much. My only exception is if you are 5 and under, you can wear a pink gi because you're adorable. But other than that, no.
Yeah, I love all my other gis. I don't have any pink ones at all, or even with pink accents. The only one that I let is my daughter has one that has pink accents on it. So, but she's 9, so she can get away with it.
Okay, we'll give 10 and under. They can get away with it.
Thank you.
Like the most I do is like purple. Yes. I just really love purple, and that's just the writing. But
Erin,
no, I despise
Tri-Flow Division. Google them; they're awesome.
Yes, we'll add when we put this on our Facebook page, we'll add all the links to her ambassador peoples in there, so we can make sure to give them a shout out. Yeah, I've seen Josei Heishi for a while. We're always resharing stuff. They're fantastic. It's a great community of women. You know, we're always down for supporting other women who support women in jiu-jitsu. So good job, guys.
Yes, I love them. They're fantastic. And the owner-operator, Leanne Morris, she's a purple belt. She is probably the nicest person I've ever met. She's so sweet. And every time we go to tournaments and, you know, we see her, they're always taking pictures and we're always having that, you know, community chat. So it's really a great group of people. So I love being a part of it.
That is awesome. Okay, so how did you come across the Mighty Dames, us ladies?
Oh my gosh, how did I? I think that I saw on Instagram a tag of one of my friends who, and then I was like, the Mighty Dames, what is that? And I went and looked at it and I was like, my people, these are my people. Before, when I recently in the last year now, I switched schools. I was at a different school in Lynchburg and now I moved to Checkmate a year ago. But at that school, the girls that I trained with were a lot smaller than me. And I was always getting called like the hippo, not in a mean way or anything like that. But it was like, oh, you're so much bigger than us. So it was like, I need to find a community of people that understand the big girl jiu-jitsu. Like I want...
You're tiny in our community. You're adorable. Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, yeah, thanks. But, you know, training with people who are 120 pounds, 130 pounds, it's so different. And, you know, the opposite of that is, okay, well, I can train with men my size, which is fine. But again, so different. So, you know, it's nice to see that community and then be able to say, oh, are you going to be at this tournament with me? You know, let's meet up or let's chat. You know, I've had so many personal conversations on Facebook with people in this group about, you know, just body positivity and, you know, tell me about your tournaments, things like that. Like, and thank you for competing against me and being in my bracket. It's just a nice group. So.
Yeah, I'm all for the feel good stories. So whenever I hear that girls in the group are like, become friends and like meeting up at competitions, like, send me a picture. I want to see it.
Yes.
But again, like I say, almost in every interview, that's what we're about, is sharing the love. And like a huge part of it is a body positivity thing, and that you can be a great jiu-jitsu practitioner in the body that you have. And there's other ones with your similar body who are also ready to get down.
Right.
But when you say like training with small women or training with men, that's all I trained with for a while. There's a school near us that I go to train. They have what's her name? Her name's Melissa Lawson. She's a brown belt and she's as close to my size as I'm gonna get. She's a heavy, but she's not like a super heavy. But the first time I rolled with a woman my size, and not even in my competition, because a lot of times they were smaller than me still, and like when I roll with someone of a higher belt my size, I was like, what are you doing? This is not how the guys your size don't roll this way.
Right.
Like, I didn't get the mentality that women do roll there. The first time another girl over 160 pounds pulled a guard on me, I was utterly shocked. I was like, wait, what are you? Because the guys don't do it. Okay, sorry, I had a phone call. Go ahead, continue.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the first time that I really had anybody to roll against who was my size, and was when I went to a competition and signed up for my very first one. So, and then you get there and you're like, wait, this is so different than what I'm used to. And I'm lucky now that I have people my size to roll with, but there's also that variety as well. So I can learn to be fast with the littler people, or I can learn how to control better with the littler people, or I have to learn how to be more finesse and technique with the guys because they're bigger than me. But then there's the times where I can roll with the people my size and it's like, all right, let's do this, you know? Like,
let's do this. So one of the big things I realized about my game is that it's really easy to play bottom or kind of the passive person when you're with a bigger guy. But that's not my style. I'm very much a top pressure person.
Same.
So when I would roll with girls who were bigger and I realized like they were trying to be the passive person too, I was like, oh, I could be on top? Like, oh, okay. All right, yeah, let's continue this now. So it is definitely, like, I don't care what anyone tells you, rolling with women and then rolling with men, there is a difference. It's not like a matter of skill. It's like approach.
Right.
There's a different approach. Like, yeah, when I go to a competition, I see girls like double guard pull all the time. Like, my mind is blown. It's like, we do that? It's like, yeah, they do that. It's like, okay.
I still have yet to pull guard in a tournament. I don't know what it is. I have a mental block against it. I can't do it. I'm gonna get taken down before I pull guard.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8".
Okay. See, I'm 6 foot.
Yeah.
And I firmly I don't care what anyone tells me. There are certain things I will never do, and I will never pull guard. It feels wrong. It feels bad.
It does.
When people pull guard on me, I put my hand to the hip and I push them down, let them fall, and I walk away until they get back up. I am genuinely offended when someone pulls guard on me. They don't let me do my takedowns. But
I hate it when people pull guard on me, and I'm still working on avoiding people pulling guard on me. So that's a work in progress. But yes, I would rather let's just do takedowns, guys. Let's just do it.
Yes,
but
that's all I want. Like, again, like, I was like, do you really want to be underneath me? Like, I don't think you thought this through all the way. Like, that's not a good look. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do next, we do have to do our Mighty Minute, which is going to be rapid fire questions.
Yes.
It's going to be fun. But before we go to that, I did have another question I want to ask you. I'm sorry, I have food brain right now. I just got back from Crackle Barrel, so I know I probably should not have eaten all that I did, but I have no regrets. This is my one day I can.
I'm sitting here in my sweaty sports bra after jiu-jitsu, like waiting to go change my clothes. I feel disgusting.
Isn't that right there is the worst feeling? When we got. Our gym recently moved to a gym that has showers and all of that. I didn't realize how much I hate. My gym's about 20 minutes from my home. That utterly horrible feeling when you get into the car and the air is blowing and you realize that your shirt has dried, but your bra is still damp.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go to change and you're just like, what is life? This is absolutely terrible.
And then you can't get it out because it's like stuck to you anyway.
No, it clings and okay, another question. What do you wear under your gi? Are you just like a plain rash guard person, or do you spats it? What do you do?
I am a short sleeve rash guard and booty shorts girl. I want to feel like no constriction under my gi at all. So I
Okay.
used to wear leggings, and then I went to a tournament and I was wearing leggings under my gi, and I was starting to get super nervous, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to take these leggings off right now.
I'm getting hot.
Now. So, and ever since then, it's just shorts and a short sleeve rash guard. I don't want anything like getting in the way of my jujitsu. It's dumb as that.
Okay. I am a singlet gal.
Yes.
I absolutely adore it. But I always like to see what other things people wear because if I'm being honest, I forget my singlet at least once a week. So,
yeah,
I never understood how people could wear spats underneath it because I would get hot and I need as much thigh room in my gi as possible.
Yes,
so I'm trying to minimize material underneath.
Exactly, and I like my gis to be snug. So I mean, I want my gis to be like roomy enough that I can move, but not so roomy that, people have lots of things to grab onto. So
grab.
My gis are pretty snug on me. And if I'm also wearing leggings, I just feel like everything is just too tight. So yeah.
I'm with you. I'll just get hot.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I'll just get hot. I will say the one downside or the one bonus I get to girls who do just like sports bra it that I kind of get jealous of is because I wear a singlet and a rash guard, when I have the full gi and I have to derobe, it is not a pretty sight. Most time I like run to the other side because we have 2 rooms and I just start stripping.
Right.
And I'm just like, there gets a halfway point where it's like the shirt's halfway up. I'm just like, I'm so hot. I can't focus. This is terrible. So minimal is good.
About the singlet, I just have never tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone out there, if you do want to do a singlet, always go women cut singlet. Do not do a men's cut singlet. It will not end well for you. Women's cut just come higher here. Men's cut dip all the way down. So it's if you do like I wear them for gi or no gi, but if they dip down, sometimes your rash guard can get caught in them, which I did not expect until like my shirt was up here caught in my bra, and the side of my singlet was out. Because that happens.
Wow.
But women's ones come up like almost like a bathing suit. But they're very comfortable, very roomy, and plus it's always fun to kind of make the other guys uncomfortable. But I just like walk out in my singlet and like bam, bam, bam. Like, what are you doing, Tori? Look at it. It's covered. But if they get to walk around bare chested, I get to walk around in my singlet. I feel like that's fair.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so let's do the Mighty Minute. So what this is it's 60 seconds of rapid fire questions that have absolutely nothing to do with jiu-jitsu.
All right.
All right, so just answer them as quickly and as honestly as you can. I always put a little bit over because I will stutter over my questions. So we're going to put 1:10 on the clock. And I'll start as soon as I finish first question. So, you ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Would you rather go to Mars or to the moon?
The moon.
What's your favorite TV channel?
Oh man, I don't have TV. Netflix.
Okay. How do you drink your coffee?
With chocolate, or I can't drink it because it's disgusting.
What was your favorite book growing up?
Harry Potter.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
Oh gosh, a mom. Like, I just take my kids out. I don't know.
All right, Snickers or Milky Way?
Snickers all the way.
Okay, which one is scarier, Michael Myers, Jason, or Freddy Krueger?
Freddy Krueger, for sure.
Fall or spring?
Fall.
Favorite color?
Purple.
Sunny or rainy?
Rainy.
What's the last thing you bought?
Oh my gosh. I bought coffee this morning with chocolate in it.
All right, fat-free, 1%, 2%, or whole milk?
I don't drink milk. Coconut milk.
What?
I know.
Coconut milk, okay. If you could travel anywhere, where would you go?
I would go visit my sister in California because I miss her.
There we go. And that concludes the 90 minute. So based on those answers, I have questions for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
You are like the third person who I've interviewed who said they don't like coffee. What?
Okay.
What happened wrong in your life that you cannot appreciate coffee?
Oh man. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it because when I went to college to get my doctorate, I was like studying constantly, and the only way I could stay awake was to drink coffee. But I had never drank coffee beforehand. Like, I hated it. I think it's disgusting. But I forced myself to drink it in grad school. I wasn't going to make it through. But it's got to have like a ton of mocha sauce in it or something, or I cannot drink it. So I try to like it, but I really hate it.
I will say that I did develop a very strong Monster habit when I was in my grad program. I don't like them anymore, so I can respect that. The coffee is the elixir of the gods, so there's no excuse.
Well, so it's like I have a coffee in the morning and a Monster at midday, and then maybe a 5-hour energy before jujitsu.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, I have a baby, so like I gotta get.
You gotta keep your levels up top. Okay, I got you.
It's a habit. It's bad.
So no Halloween costume ideas? Your kids aren't like demanding you to dress up?
I mean, nobody's demanding me to dress up, but, you know, we've been throwing around a ton of ideas for the girls. I think the baby's going as an avocado because it's cute. And the oldest, she just
that's freaking adorable.
Oh my gosh, she's going to be so cute. I'm so excited. But the oldest, I don't know. She can't make up her mind. I don't know.
But Halloween's like, it's coming up.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, it's next week. Yeah, that's crazy. My life is around work and jujitsu, so
and that's it.
Sneak up on me, and I'm like, oh crap, what do I do now?
Okay, so the last thing I want to do is I asked you Michael Myers, Jason, or Freddy Krueger. Were you like me and like all three of these haunted you and you're at a child, but Freddy Krueger is the one that really messed with you?
Oh my gosh, the whole like dreams thing just terrified me more than anything. I am scarred for life. Like, yes, he's the absolute worst. No.
I have seen that movie. I don't even recall all of it. I saw this movie one time. I was like 9.
Yes.
And just refused to ever watch it again. All I know is he gets you in your sleep.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to know. I was like, oh no, and the claws and the face. I'm like, ooh.
Oh my gosh. No,
Pinhead, yep. I don't like scary movies. They all terrify me.
Oh my gosh, I love
ones?
Scary movies.
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I never understood why people would pay to be scared. I don't get it. No, I live in Florida, so we have Halloween Horror Nights, we have Halloween Scream, we have these big events to be scared. I have never been. I will never go.
I am. So my husband he hates being scared, and I'm always like around this time I'm like, let's watch every scary movie ever. I've made him see all the Saw movies with me. We just finished.
Oh no, those aren't scary. Those are terrifying. Those are disgusting. Those are twisted minds.
Oh my gosh, but I love them. I love all that stuff, and I make him do it with me, and he's like, oh, fine if I have to. But then he's like trying to cuddle me at night, like, please save me.
Yep.
I'm scared.
Yep.
Yeah. That's him.
So I only see scary movies when my family makes me. Mm-hmm. Like we'll do family movie nights and like so they all agreed. It's my mom and my 2 sisters. They all agree we're gonna go see it. Right. I did not want to see it. I have no fond memories of anything Stephen King has ever written. Ever.
Aww.
But we all went and I punched my mom like 4 times. I'm grabbing both of their arms. I'm like, this is terrifying. I don't get it. My one exception for scary movies are the Halloween movies. I love Jamie Lee Curtis. So that's the only reason why I am going to go see Halloween next week. Only because I love Jamie Lee Curtis. That's it.
Oh, and that movie got good reviews, I heard.
It did. Yeah. Well, then it rebooted, right? It's like it ignores all the crappy movies.
Yeah.
It goes back to like the original ones.
Right. Yeah.
I can support that.
I'm trying to get my husband to take me, but you know, he's not a big fan. But we just watched on Netflix the like Haunting of Hill House. We just finished that the other day. Scariest thing ever. What? It's so good. Yeah.
One of my friends, shout out Harriet, she texted me, she's like, oh my God. What's going on? This show. Oh, nope. I don't want to hear about it. I will talk to you tomorrow.
So good. So good. And we binge watched it. We watched all 10 episodes in like 2 days. I think we stayed up till 3:00 in the morning on Friday just watching that. It was so good.
Why would you do that? That sounds so terrible.
I did have some scary dreams after it, but it was good though. It's good. I liked it.
my idea of Halloween movie is I will be watching It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and I'll buy some candy, but no kids come into my area because I live like a cul-de-sac in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to buy my candy like the kids are coming, and then just eat it and watch a Great Pumpkin in Halloween Town, and I'll be happy.
Hocus Pocus, don't forget Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus is just a given. Like, it's like the Grinch.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch it. You don't even have to mention that. So,
that
but
was my childhood favorite right there.
Oh my god! And it's one of those movies too that there's always like rumors are floating around. Oh, we're gonna do a part 2. No, I don't want a part 2. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it in its gold.
Oh,
it's all of its
so good.
It's all of its terrible, just perfect gold. I love a good bad movie, and it's perfect. Just
so
the way
I
it is.
hadn't watched it since I was like 12 or whatever, and we watched it last year with our oldest daughter, and I was like, "This is the worst movie ever," but it is the best movie ever.
Nostalgia is a hell of a thing.
I know, right?
It will. I actually got into an argument over this with someone where I had a unpopular opinion. I will die on this cross. I don't care what anyone says. I maintain that Lion King 2 is better than the first Lion King, but nostalgia has blinded us.
Oh, what? No.
I'm just saying, watch them unbiasedly. Watch them both. The second one has better drama, better songs. It is great. It is better than the first one, but just because it's the first one, we hold it to a higher standard.
I will watch these with my child because that's the excuse I need to watch Disney movies now. And then I will
Thank you, Elise. She agrees Lion King 2 is better. Because it is.
That's my teammate. I love her.
I love her too because she's a smart person, because Lion King 2 is better than the original. I will mic drop. I will take that to my grave. I will forever believe that.
Oh my gosh!
So now that I've made
we'll watch, and
please do. Now I've made a whole bunch of people mad. So that is it for today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I had a great time speaking. Yeah, it was nice to finally meet you and speak. So I will be uploading this next week to our main My Name's Facebook page. I'll also include all of your social media links, as well as for Josei, Heishi, and for Triflow. If you guys have any more questions, always ask them. It's going to be fun. Next, in a week or so, we're actually going to be doing an interview with my teammate, Rita, who she's not a Dane, but she is by far our largest supporter. So everyone has to meet Rita. She's adorable. And you can see the person who beat me up for my first year. She's 5'0" and just a monster. But besides that, again, thank you for talking with me, and thank everyone for joining, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.